All right, this is section 2.4, algebraic reasoning. Most of this is going to be a review from algebra. Let's review the properties of equality. Um, Make sure you don't forget to put the page number, okay, at the top right corner there. So the first one is the addition property of equality. If A equals B, then A plus C equals B plus C. So that's why we're able to add a number to both sides, right, to solve an equation. So here, if x equals 3, then x plus 5 equals 3 plus 5, okay? The subtraction property of equality, if A equals B, then A minus C equals B minus C. So we're subtracting C from both sides. If x equals 9, then x minus 2 equals 9 minus 2, okay? So these properties allow us to solve equations and do the operations. Multiplication property of equality. Now we have if A equals B, then A times C equals B times C. Okay, so an example of that would be x equals 5, right? So 2 times x equals 2 times 5. Okay, so then it would be 2x equals 10. Okay, division. If A equals B, then A divided by B equals, A divided by C equals B divided by C. Or you can put a notation like this. You can fraction it or with the division symbol. Substitution property of equality. If A equals B, then you can substitute A for B into any equation. The distributive property. Now we have a number, right? And then a parenthesis with two numbers inside. So you just distribute it. You do A times B equals A times B plus A times C. Okay, so that's equal. And here I have an example, right? 2 times x plus 3, that is equal to 2 times x plus 2 times 3, which is 6. Symmetric property of equality. Now we have if A equals B, then B equals A, okay? It's kind of like just switching, okay, the direction. So here an example, if x plus 2 equals 13, then I can say 13 equals x plus 2. So basically you're just switching sides. Reflexive property of equality is like looking at yourself in the mirror. A equals A, anything equals itself. An example here, for example, the measure of angle B is equal to the measure of angle B, or 3 equals 3. Transitive property of equality. This is the one that we're going to be using a lot. This one and the substitution. If A equals B and B equals C, then we know that A is going to be equal to C. Okay, so notice that here I have B is equal to A and B is also equal to C, so that means I can make A equals to C. Okay, so here are these are the properties of equality. We're going in the future we're going to be looking at properties of congruency, so we can start proving some theorems. Okay, so let's look at some of the properties, how we can apply here. So name the property illustrated. Here I have if the measure of angle 6 is equal to the measure of angle 10, then the measure of angle 10 is equal to the measure of angle 6. So if you look in the front page, you're going to see that this is the symmetric property of equality. And we can abbreviate POE, okay, symmetric property of equality. Part B, 34 degrees is equal to 34 degrees. So this one is going to be the reflexive property of equality. Part C, the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 2, and the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 5. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 5. So now we can see here that the measure of angle 2, right, appears on both terms. So measure of angle 2 is equal to angle 1, and the measure of angle 2 is also equal to angle 5. So I can say, I can conclude that the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 5. This is the transitive property of equality. So let's look at a proof. This, you've seen this in algebra, okay? So our proofs are always going to start with a given statement, okay? So we started with 2x minus 5 equals 13, okay? So that was given. Sorry, let me spell that. Here, this next step, we are adding 5 to both sides, right? So that's the addition property of equality. Then we kind of simplify that, right? Okay, we add the 5 here, cancels out the 5, and over here we do 13 plus 5, that's 18, so we simplify. And then the next step here is we're dividing both sides by 2, so that's the division property of equality. Okay, and then to finish off, we just simplify, okay, and then we get x equals 9. Okay, so I would like for you to try this one, okay, on your own. I'm just gonna get you started. Again, we always start with a given, okay? And then here, what we're gonna have to do first is we're gonna have to use the distributive property, okay? Distributive property of equality, okay? So that's, we're gonna end up with 2x plus 2 times 1 is 2 equals negative 4, okay? And I'll let you finish this up, and we'll take a look in class.